When your organization needs to rely on volunteers to function, they can quickly become an integral part of the system. How can you manage your volunteer workforce and have them coming back to keep the lights on? Lowell Aplebaum is an active member of GSAE and serves as the Chief Operating Officer at the American Society for Parenteral and Enteral Nutrition, ASPEN. He used his years of experience and expertise to present on the volunteer experience at the GSAE annual meeting.
Our associations have volunteers that help us from really the top to the bottom. If you look at the most base level events, from handing out badges to registering people, we have volunteers helping, all the way up to who's setting the strategic direction and the vision for the organization, and volunteers, and everywhere in between. Too often associations maybe don't take the volunteers for granted, certainly, but do assume that as soon as someone starts, they're good to go, they know what they need to do. Instead of taking a step back and taking a holistic approach of what does really our volunteer life cycle look like? How are we preparing for volunteers? Making sure we have the right roles and the right positions? How are we being intentional about recruiting for volunteers so we get the right person in the right slot? How do we manage them throughout their volunteer process so that they feel connected, that we're assessing needs as we're going through the process with them, so that we're providing reinforcement and recognition for the achievements that they fulfill? And how do we also take a moment to evaluate the volunteer position, the roles, and the people, so that in this cycle that goes around and around, we don't spin our wheels, but we actually have a chance for reflection and hopefully improvement.
It's essential to avoid rushing to fill an open volunteer position with just any available applicant. Placing a person with the wrong type of skills and motivation in a position can be worse than not filling the position at all.
Having an empty position is a gap you have to get over. Having the wrong volunteer in a position is a mountain you have to somehow get over. It's a lot easier to build the bridge and to find other ways to get the work done when you have a gap in volunteering than there is when someone isn't in the position that they should be in.
Something that an organization will commonly overlook is giving their volunteers the proper recognition and evaluating their performance.
We may, at our annual conference once a year, list all the names of our volunteers. I think there's an opportunity for ongoing recognition for either milestones they meet and the efforts they're making, for personal, private recognition, personal letters sent, postcards sent from staff liaisons, from board of directors members, as well as public recognition. I think when we make volunteer recognition a front and center part of our association, we're actually demonstrating to the rest of our membership the kind of leadership that we want to embody within our association. So I think a greater focus on volunteer recognition would be one stage, and the other would really to be intentional about having an evaluation stage of how your volunteer program is going. In a volunteer life cycle, naturally, you have people serving and then you elect the next ones, and they start and they serve, you elect the next ones. If you're not intentional about taking a step back to see, is our program functioning the way that we want? Do we have the positions that we need? Are we slotting the right people into the right slots with intentionality? If you don't take that step back, it's just going to keep going, and there won't be that intentional chance for improvement.
For more information on managing volunteers and boards, subscribe to our channel and never miss an episode.